when you're looking for the product online specifically and you're typing it in, you're not always finding negative reviews, which in and of itself is not indicative of the fact that that manufacturer or wig provider or whatever they're doing, it's not indicative that they are good. It's not also indicative that they are bad. It's not indicative of anything, technically. It's just is what it is, because women, often stay silent. They don't speak up because they're afraid they won't be able to get help. This video is a little bit ranty, but I just want to talk about women that get silenced within hair loss and purchasing products, and more just for relating more than anything. That is what this is about. With that said, let's get into it. So I am absolutely not vibing with wearing a wig today. So we are not wearing a wig today. A plus to wearing wigs, if you have hair loss, by the way, is like, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. They probably have, but when you have thinning hair, you feel all of the drops slide down your head, which is disturbing. But like, my hair was really thick growing up, so like I never felt a drop on my head. And I remember the first time and exactly where I was, what street I was on, what state I was in when I felt that first drop slide down my head. When I started losing my hair in 1999, and that drop feel was in 2000. So I am in a more pensive, silent mode. I don't know how to explain where I'm at emotionally, but because I am in that state, I figured I would share about something related to this. Basically, people that feel like they are silenced in hair loss, silenced in when they purchase wigs. For example, many women purchase wigs from various online places, or maybe it's not online, but primarily it usually is through an online place. And they don't feel they can share their experience online, even if they got crappy customer service, even if they got a terrible wig, even if they, couldn't get any remedy to the seriously malfunctioning wig that was like defective. They get no help or they're ghosted. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you share your experience, or why wouldn't you warn others? These are true stories I have heard over and over and over again. And the reason is because these women don't want to feel, and I understand, they don't want to feel like they're going to be blacklisted from being able to get any help at all. Not just from another retailer, but they actually mean from that retailer, the very one that has caused them harm. They want to leave their options open to give that retailer more money and buy yet again. Even if they have a $3,000 brick laying in their closet, they want the option to purchase again from that same retailer, even though they got terrible customer service, a crappy product, and all the things. So a lot of times you see a lot of influencer reviews for things, because brands will give wigfluencers a wig to review. It's oftentimes going to be a favorable review. There are some reviewers that will be very honest about the product. That does exist, but a lot of times it's a favorable review in exchange for the free wig. So those aren't actually authentic reviews. What is going on behind me? So those aren't really authentic reviews. They're kind of have a baked in, probably almost always. I say almost always because there are some wig reviewers that will be honest no matter what, even if that wig was given to them free. The majority of them are going to give you a favorable review and show you the product and not say anything negative, even if there are negative aspects, or they'll gloss over them. And here's the other thing, when people are given wigs in that manner, is that you're not having a real world experience with the manufacturer. So you don't know how a normal customer will be treated, because you are working with somebody that wants you to review their product. So they're probably going to give you the best of what they have, give you the best customer service, because they want that to be reflected in your experience, but that may not be reflected in another person's experience. So a person scrolling on Instagram or social media may see this and think it's an option. The person's, selling it to them, sharing about it. And it's like, oh, I trust this person, it must be good. And they go and get it, and they get terrible customer service potentially. They don't get the same product, even if they order the same product. And every wig is different, by the way. That's just normal no matter what. That's universal. Each wig will always be different. There's human intervention involved in the creation of a wig, no matter what. Even if it's not a fully hand-tied wig, there's human intervention here. It's been, hair sewn on wefts, the wefts are sewn into the wig. There is human intervention, so there can always be errors, and there can always be differences between each wig. Each wig will always have some difference to it. There will never be two identical wigs. Even if it's the same line, the same color, the same everything, There could be little differences because there's human involvement, and that's not going to be to exacting perfection every single time. So you do really have to do your due diligence when you're looking out there. And, when you're looking into a provider, ask your own questions, go with your own gut. If things look off, they might very well be off. If you're getting a negative vibe, no matter what you saw online, you should probably always go with your gut. Probably your best instinct. Your best instinct is your thing that's trying to save you. Like your gut instinct is trying to save you from making a mistake. And often we go against our gut all the time because we want something so bad, so desperately that it just does not matter. We just throw logic out the window and just go with it. I mean, I've done that. So I get that because we're being driven by something that's so emotionally traumatizing for us and so, devastating that we're willing to do anything, and we're willing to overlook all of the red flags, even if they're like literally lined up in front of our face. So be careful with what you see online and what people are presenting online, because you don't know in the manner of which it's being presented. Was it given to them for free? Are they having special customer service because they're working directly with the person giving it to them? It may not be your experience. You may get a different product, even if it's the same product. I've talked about this before. I have a video on here about, buying wigs and how to avoid being ripped off online. I do encourage you to watch that. It probably is long, but it's things you need to be aware when you're buying online to avoid getting taken advantage of, to watch out for, give yourself the best chance. But let's talk about the silencing again. Why women don't feel they have a voice? Because some women don't speak up because of shame. They don't want to speak up for that reason alone. But I have actually had more than one person tell me of an awful experience with a manufacturer, different manufacturers. And they have told me that, they don't want to say anything within groups or on their own Instagram page, which is often just a hair account. A lot of women make hair account and Instagram pages. They don't want to share their authentic experience for fear of being blacklisted from the ability to buy hair in general, or the ability to buy hair from that specific manufacturer that actually ripped them off, which is actually so wrong on so many levels. And it's actually just devastating. And at the same time, I understand the emotion behind that, and I understand the reasoning behind it. And it is really important to take a step back, because you may find yourself in this position. So it's really important to take a step back when you are going to buy a wig. Really read that return policy, really vibe the situation out. If you can see it in person, that's the best way to go. If possible, don't make split decisions. Don't alter that wig, to negate the return policy. Don't just go based on influencers, what they're saying and like, this is the wig and it's great. And, every wig on their head is this, it's great. Every wig will look different on all of us. What looks great on them may look like crap on us. And I'm not saying any of these people are terrible people, but I'm saying what is portrayed isn't often portrayed in a light that's realistically going to be what a person is receiving in product and in customer service. Where do we go with this as far as our voices, right? 1, share your thoughts below. Share your thoughts below. Share your thoughts if you've encountered a situation like this. If you've felt silence like even within, seeing a doctor, not being able to express yourself or not. I feel like we're often just silenced and muted within hair loss because of fear, because of shame. And this keeps us stuck and locks us it prohibits us from having the ability to move forward through this and have the ability to live with hair loss because we're so afraid. We're so scared. We're so shamed of what's happening, even though we have nothing to be ashamed about. Why are we so silenced within this process? We have a voice. You have a voice. If you've felt silence in any way with, somebody, you don't have to name the manufacturer or anything like that, but share what happened. Share your experience below. Tell other women so that they don't think that they're alone, This goes on every single day. Like I said, I have interacted with a lot of women that were screwed over, bought based on wigs they saw based on influencers, wigfluencers or whatever, were very unhappy, had mistreatment, were sold glueless lace fronts, then told, well, just use glue, and just like, crazy stories. When you're looking for the product online, specifically, and you're typing it in, you're not always finding negative reviews, which in and of itself is not indicative of the fact that manufacturer or wig provider or whatever they're doing, it's not indicative that they are good. It's not also indicative that they are bad. It's not indicative of anything, technically. It's just is what it is because women, often stay silent. they don't speak up because they're afraid they won't be able to get help. They won't find peace. And that's a very scary thing. So that's my little rainy day rant here. I'm going to go get some coffee. My no wig day. Love the weather. Anyways, yeah, leave your thoughts below. If you found this video interesting, please give it a like. That liking the video does help the video potentially be seen by other people. That's how that works on here. And share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And with that said, happy rainy, I don't even know what day it is. Happy rainy whatever day it is. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.